In Iron Mountain Monday, leaders from the Michigan Democratic Party joined members of the American Federation of Government Employees, its local union, for a protest march following the cancellation of their collective bargaining contract by VA Secretary Doug Collins. That demonstration aiming to rally community support for local VA employees after the controversial termination of their union contract, union and Democratic leaders tonight calling it a retaliatory measure against workers for opposing anti-worker policies.
Somebody has to show up and listen. Republicans aren't doing that. They refuse to do town halls. They've been told by Republican leadership to not do town halls, not to listen to their own constituents. And to me, that is a fundamental violation of what this country is.
That was Michigan Democratic Chair Curtis Hertel, who stopped into MyUP News to talk about issues affecting working families. His comments following a letter from VA Secretary Collins, who announced the termination of the Master Collective Bargaining Agreement, citing an executive order, the decision drawing significant criticism from labor leaders.
They're not looking for a handout. They just want it to be a little easier. A little easier to raise a family in America, a little easier to make sure that they can afford the life that their parents had.
The termination affecting a wide range of VA employees, including nurses and mental health specialists, union leaders emphasizing the federal union's role in advocating for veteran health care. Hertel also pointing out what he calls a troubling trend in federal legislation.
And to have somebody that is your own congressman, that is supposed to be looking out for you, be refusing to meet with his people and see that pain, and instead would vote to give tax cuts to billionaires while cutting services in his own district?
The AFGE now exploring legal options, arguing that the decision contradicts guidance on collective bargaining agreements, and the Democratic Party involved today because, as Hertel says, the fight represents the soul of the party.
If we're not the ones fighting for fair wages, if we're not the ones fighting for labor rights, if we're not the ones fighting to lower the cost of health care, to lower the cost of child care, to lower the cost of housing, if we're not the ones fighting for it, there won't be a party in America that's actually fighting for those things. And to me, that is the soul of who we are as Democrats, and we got to get back to being that soul.
As the demonstration concluded, supporters vowing to stand with the AFGE and uphold collective bargaining rights, Hertel set to host a town hall in Marquette on Tuesday to hear from Northern Michiganders about the impacts of recent cuts to vital services. Our coverage of Hertel's town hall continues Tuesday.